Massive breaking news coming in out of UFC Baku. Fight night wrapped up. Post fight press conference. I'm not even going to waste any time. We're going to get right into it. Dana White will tell us.
Division take the title away from him.
Jon Jones called us last night and retired. Jon Jones is officially retired. Tom Aspinall is the heavyweight champion of the UFC.
Talk about an absolute bombshell. Oh my goodness. After Lord knows how long we've been waiting. Jon Jones last fought in November against Stipe. Every single day since then, will he be fighting Tom Aspinall? Will he not? Will he retire? Who's next? Is it going to be Alex Pereira? Who is it going to be next? The Francis Ngannou talk from recently. We made multiple videos on this. Won't dive too deep into that. We finally got the answer. Jon Jones just walking off of a podcast just a couple of days ago, right after a Tom Aspinall question, has been avoiding it all the way until now. We finally get some answers as he has decided to retire, vacating the championship, make it Tom Aspinall. No longer the longest reigning interim champion. He is now undisputed and will begin his official title reign. Those of you who have kind of been following along, we'll go ahead and quickly recap a little bit of it right now. Let's take a look at this. Has been such an ongoing saga. We're going to take a look right here at this tweet from Ariel Helwani not too long ago. That the problem is he didn't quite tell the whole thing, but Jon Jones initially did accept that fight. However, once the story came out, Dana says Jon agreed, then backed out. There was a lot going on, a lot of interesting things going on with negotiation, but we now know he's decided he will not be fighting Tom Aspinall, saying multiple times over that the fight just does not excite him. And you know what? I get it. Get out of here, commercial break. We don't need to take that right now. But it makes sense. He looks at it as if he beats Aspinall, no one cares. If he loses, it's the biggest deal in the world. So he's moving on. Jon Jones moving on with his career. I'm going to put the betting odds at plus 100 that he will fight again just in the future. He's just not interested now, but he will make a comeback. I'm putting plus 100 on it right now. As for Tom Aspinall, lots of options right now for him. I think Ciryl Gane makes the most sense. He is coming off of a win over Alexander Volkov, not an actual win, but a very badly judged one that gave him the win. Alexander Volkov is obviously an option as well. I think either of those two is a good one. Yeltsin Almeida is also a very hot name in the division. There was the rumors with Francis Ngannou, which first of all, he has one more fight on his PFL deal. So even if that is a possibility, he has to complete the contract first. Two, there's no way Dana's bringing him back. Like the relationship they had, it was so badly severed. Just the way that they separated, I don't see any chance that they bring them back. That would take a lot of swallowing humble pie from both of them to make that happen. Could it? We'll put the odds really low on that. We're going to put that at like plus 500. Like I don't see that happening. It would be awesome. Tom versus Francis is electric, one of the best heavyweights fights we have seen in years, but I don't think it will happen. There's also the lingering, does Alex Pereira go up to heavyweight? He's been talking about Ankalaev wanting to fight. He wants to get that fight back, so I think that's more likely. However, this does open the door if he wants to go for that 3-time champ status. It's going to be hard to say no to him because there's not a clear heavyweight number one contender. Now that Aspinall's been bumped up to undisputed champ. It's a very interesting time. I think this is important for the health of the heavyweight division moving forward. It couldn't keep stagnating like this. It couldn't just be stuck in limbo. I do think we'll see Jon come back. It does suck that we didn't get to see this matchup. I think this would have been the best fight we've seen in heavyweight history. I think it would have surpassed Kane JDS at 1-3, JDS Frank Mir and Minotauro. All of those ones you go back, Randy Couture, Brock, so on and so forth. I think this would have surpassed a lot. Fabricio Verdum versus Stipe, like all of these different ones. I think this would have surpassed that. So it's a shame we will not get to see that. But I think that's the absolute dynamite fight. I want to see Aspinall versus Ciryl Gane. I think that's the one that was most intriguing to me on paper because Aspinall's so powerful, so athletic, so quick, in and out, very multidimensional, can grapple, is known for knocking people out, the shortest fight time in UFC history, I believe. And then there's Ciryl Gane, who's very much the matador. He's very elusive, very in and out movement, very athletic himself. However, there, as Jon Jones and others have shown, you get in close to them, you may get a grind. You kind of bring him into the trenches. That's where he's shown to come up a little bit short. So does Tom integrate a new game plan in this one? Does he rely on that explosiveness that he has on the feet? That's a matchup I very much would like to see. So I think that's the one we're likely to see. Maybe October. There is no pay-per-view in September. As of right now, the pay-per-views through August are already booked. So maybe they bring him back in October, that pay-per-view. I think that would be one that makes sense as well. I think it just kind of depends what. I imagine Tom's ready to go too. By the sounds of it, he's been ready to go for a long time. So I think the question is, where do they think he would potentially sell the most? Maybe that's kind of the question I'm looking at for sure. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go ahead and start taking a look at some of the events really quick, just to see if there's any areas that pop up where it's like that could be fun. So We see through 319 in August, we are booked. Let's see what's coming on afterwards. UFC Fight Night, they're not putting money in the fight nights. 320, October 4th, T-Mobile, Las Vegas. That's the one that makes so much sense to me right now. You bring Tom Aspinall back, you have him in Vegas, you plug him in there. Him, Ciryl Gane, main event, co-main event. You can have, you know what, Kamaru Usman versus Bilal Muhammad is that co-main event. Wouldn't be bad if they could both be. I know it's a quicker turnaround since Usman just fought last week, but I think the bit of bad blood, the self-promotion those two have basically done for that one. Bilal's got to be looking to get back in there. Usman, that's a huge fight for him as well, too. That gets him geared up for a 2026 title shot without having to sit out. He's been out for so long. So there's two really good fights for that October 4th T-Mobile card in Las Vegas. I'm so excited. Jon Jones, his legacy is, I think this will take a hit for it a little bit. Just the nature of him more or less saying like, I don't know, I don't want to fight him. Like I'm not gonna ever say he's ducking because he's fought a who's list for the most part. He's done pretty. Saying Jon Jones is ducking one doesn't feel right, but the actions make it look like that. So I think that might stick with him a little bit. But I think as time wears on, as this goes in the rearview mirror, unless Aspinall wins like 13 fights in a row and basically establishes himself as his own heavyweight GOAT, I think it'll still age as like, all right, John's beat just about everybody they put in front of him. He's 28-1 or something like that. He had such an incredible start to his career. Those first 5 or 6 years, he was running through all of the older legends that he had hit his prime right as they were on the back end of theirs. Then continued on through well over a decade of experience. So I think in theory, his legacy will be fine. The GOAT debate also depends on the factors you bring into it. If someone has a negative test, do you include them? So on and so forth. But I think he's pretty much set in stone. And I think I might be in the anomaly here where I wanted them to strip him, but I don't blame him for taking the fight. I kind of get his point of view of, okay, he's the number one guy right now, but there is also a little bit of that worry of, all right, if I beat him, then what's next? Like, is this just like when I beat Anthony Smith or when I got the nod over Alexander Gustafsson? What does this do for me in the long term? Because Aspinall doesn't have the street cred yet. Well, let me rephrase that. He doesn't have the deep resume of like beating multiple champion defenses, which is John's fault because he has the championship. Like, it goes in one ear and out the other. Like, it's not lost on me there. But I get him not necessarily wanting to take this fight. The problem was letting him hold the division and just basically camp out and just go on his own little Jon Jones tomfoolery in the meantime. So I get his point of view. I still do think he comes back. I think he comes back to the time he's 40. Let's say Aspinall gets like 2 or 3 title defenses. Jon Jones gets the itch. Maybe Francis Ngannou comes back and Aspinall beats him. And John's like, okay, they said I ducked Francis and Tom. Well, I'll come back and fight Tom, who beat Francis. We remember when DC and Gustafsson were the 2 main guys for John's belt. He's like, Gustafsson was clearly next in line. He's like, you know what? I want those 2 guys to fight each other and I'll fight the winner. People tried to say he was ducking. He said, no, I want to fight the baddest of those 2. I think that could be something that here's its way in here, and then adding 2-time heavyweight champion onto his resume just adds even more to it, is what he could be thinking. But either way, I'm excited that we get to see this moving forward. Let us know down below what you all think. I'm mostly just excited the saga is over, and I'm still highlighting this right here. October 4th, Las Vegas, T-Mobile Arena, Ciryl Gane versus Tom Aspinall. Aspinall's first undisputed heavyweight championship defense makes all the sense in the world. It's the next open pay-per-view. Get it done, Dana. Get it done, Tom. Get it done, everybody. Tom's been teasing this for weeks, saying that Jon Jones is retired. He was correct. He even said back in August of 2024, I will retire Jon Jones without even fighting him, and held true to his word, aged like fine wine almost a year later. But let us know down below what you all think of the news. Do you think Jon Jones will come back? And what do you think? Will Tom Aspinall get a successful title defense in his first defense as an undisputed champ? But let us know in the comments below what you all think of this. Massive news. Honestly, the biggest news coming out of UFC Baku. Khalil Roundtree with a nice shutout win over Jamal Hill. Rafael Fiziev with a win as well. And as soon as he won, pretty much half of the crowd cleared out. An all right fight night, but this is the one that clearly takes the cake. So we'll talk a little bit more about this on the podcast moving forward. But these are my initial reactions to the Jon Jones retirement news and Tom Aspinall being promoted to heavyweight undisputed champion. Let us know down below what you think, and be sure to subscribe to Put Up Sports as well as the High Low Sports YouTube page and all of our social medias to stay up to date. We will continue to follow this and tons of other things going on in the sports world moving forward. We will see you all again next time.